Hey YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are talking about investments, specifically the best investments and the investments that you should be making in your 20s. Told to you by 24-year-old me. So, first thing to get out of the way is, what is an investment? A Gucci belt is not an investment. Buying a house isn't always an investment, or at least not a financial investment. What are some other expensive shoes aren't usually an investment. Most designer things, critically thinking, are not investments. Cars tend to not be investments. There's a lot of things that people say are investments, essentially, that are not investments, because this is the definition of an investment. So here are a few investments, real investments that you should be making in your 20s. The first type of investment that you should be making in your 20s are investing in your craft. Personally, for me, I work in digital advertising, digital marketing, social media. There are so many different names for my sector and basically what I do, but essentially, I invested in my craft. I invested in what I did. I ended up buying a video editing software. I bought a camera. I'm standing in front of a Ringlight, tripod. I have equipment. These are all things that helped me do my craft better, make my content better, and made me make more money. These are things that I bought at a price that were able to make me earn more money in the future. It was able to increase the value of my product, and I was essentially investing in my business. Now, for you, that could be courses, that could be equipment to, better your craft and be able to better your product offering and increase your prices. That is one investment that you absolutely can do in your 20s and absolutely should do in your 20s. The second thing, which might not be relevant to everybody, but it's certainly relevant in the business world and also in, like I said, the social media and the marketing world, and it is investing in your image. Investing in your image and your branding. Now, don't get confused. I'm not saying to go out and buy all of the latest designer things. I'm not saying to go buy all of this expensive clothing, because the better you look, the more money you make. But at the same time, branding is pretty important, especially in an advertising sense. The way you're branded is also going to determine how much you are worth and how much you can ask for, how much you can charge. So for me, investing in my image meant buying less higher quality clothing items. This type of investment really helped me in my imaging and my branding and position me as a competent young professional. And that then goes to impact, my product offering. So depending on your sector, depending on the environment, sometimes it is worth it to invest in your image, and this shouldn't be seen as necessarily buying a bunch of expensive designer things, but just buying high quality items that will last you a long time and get enough cost per wear that will also be able to signal your worth to your clients and your peers and allow you to, again, be able to ask more because you look like you're kind of worth more. Another thing you should totally be investing in your 20s is investing in your health. It's not something that we tend to think about in our 20s. It's something that you put out of your mind all the way until you end up having to go to the doctors and pay a lot of money for things. Me personally, this year I had bought dental insurance, which it wasn't an investment in the sense of the word. Actually, no, because you know what? If you think about it long enough and you twist things the right way, you can make anything seem like an investment. Now, let's analyze this. So I bought health insurance because after 6 years in Italy and 6 years of not seeing a dentist regularly, I had developed some cavities. My teeth are actually particularly prone to cavities, and I had to get them fixed. It was getting to the point where I could not chew food anymore on either side of my mouth because too many teeth were damaged. And so what I did was I paid 200 euros for a year of dental insurance, and this did bring down the price of my treatment. In the end, I ended up fixing all of my teeth, all of my problems for 1,000 euros, which to somebody that doesn't understand will sound like a lot, but in the reality of things, that wasn't anything. And so, since my smile is part of my image, and as I've already said, my image is deeply connected to my job and how much money I'm able to make, I can look at fixing my teeth as a sort of investment. Another health cost that I have now, I've mentioned before that I'm now in therapy. Woo! Finally getting the help that I need. No, but my job is a bit stressful, it's a bit chaotic, it's a bit unbalanced, and so that is not super healthy for your mental health. And when you don't have your mental health all checked and attended to, you will suffer from burnout, you will suffer from anxiety, you will suffer from mood swings, and obviously all of these things will impact your performance. And if your performance is shit, then there goes the money aspect of it all. And so investing in your health and making sure that you are able to perform at your best and therefore, make the most is absolutely an investment. And also the fact that being healthy is pretty important and you should spend money on your health anyways. Do it in your 20s. The last thing that you should absolutely be investing in your 20s is investing in your future. I don't actually mean this in terms of schooling particularly, though yes, that could be looked at as some sort of investment, but I'm talking about like your retirement. I'm talking about housing for the future. I'm talking about thinking of different income sources that you can use in your future so that you can have less of a difficult life when you're older, so you can be protected in case of emergencies. I'm talking about investing in index funds that should be going up in value in time. I'm talking about investing on the market in general in the kind of investments that you want and that you decide together with a professional. But I'm also talking about real estate, I'm talking about pension accounts. These are things that you really should be looking into your 20s, not your 30s, not your 40s. Because if we're planning to retire in our 60s and 70s, honestly, 20, 30 years of building up these accounts is good. But if you had 10 more years, if you had started at 20, 21, 22, it would have been way better. So remember that when it comes to investing, time is always of the essence, and the earlier you start, the better it is. And keeping that in mind, these are the investments that I would totally suggest in your 20s. What do you guys think? What was the biggest and the best investment that you made in your 20s? Let us know in the comment section down below. As always, before you like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next one. Mwah.